Hi everybody, it's Q&A the librarian way. Do you remember us? we kind of forgot about us for a while. How are you? Well, welcome back. We're just going to do a catch-up video because we have been gone for so long and we've been doing different things in our library. So no questions in a bowl today, just a, hey Julia, what have you been doing?
Yeah, so just as a reminder, I'm Julia from Stylish in the Stacks.
And I'm Emily from the Gnoming Librarian.
So yeah, we've been super busy. It's not that we have avoided making videos, it's just been...
I've been avoiding you.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
It has been crazy. I think it's the weather.
Yeah.
Because winter lasted so long that I felt like I woke up and oh my goodness, it's May, and things just got...
They just got
out of
crazy.
hand.
Yeah, I agree.
But I blame it on the very long, ugly winter.
Which I blame on Disney because they made a movie called Frozen.
Oh, okay. So it's their fault.
It totally is their fault. Disney has more power than you think.
Oh,
and I'm a huge Disney fan.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
But I agree. Yes.
But they should have made a movie called A Day at the Beach. I would
awesome.
totally go for that.
Yes.
So yeah, we thought we would just talk about what we've been up to lately and
what have you been up to lately?
In the library, we did our annual literary festival. I have a festival every year for freshmen. We basically just pick an author that they read in class, and we design a festival around that author. They come into the library, they get to participate in different booths and do different activities that relate to that author. We did Mark Twain a couple of years ago, which was super fun because we decorated the library to look like a county fair with quilts and face painting and stuff like that. Last year we did Edgar Allan Poe, which you can imagine was super creepy. It worked out well because the music department had just done Phantom of the Opera, so we were able to use some of their props. And then this year we did Shakespeare. And even though I think this was probably our least decorated out of all of them, it was our most successful. The activities were awesome. The participation was at its highest. We usually keep track of which stations didn't really get much attention, and they were all equally loved, which was cool. We had fencing and we had the Mariska dancing that you see in the Romeo and Juliet movie.
Like where they line up?
Yes, and they go in a circle and they have bells on their arms, and so we taught them how to do that. That was really fun. Yeah, it was a good one. So, but that's really time consuming to get that all prepared.
Is it a free-for-all? Do the students come in and then the stations are just everywhere and they can do whatever?
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. Okay. There's 12 stations. They have to do at least 8 of the 12, and they have a booklet that kind of guides them through it, and they have to do different things.
How many classes do you have in here at a time?
At the most 3, but usually it's 2. And 2 is great because the participation is better. When there's only 1 class, it's kind of quiet and it's not as fun. But yeah, they get to go in any order they want, and we have station leaders at each station. And I have to give a shout out to my friend Megan because this was her idea that I totally adapted. She does it with her entire school, and they do it during lunch hours. They get the cafeteria involved to like make lunches that revolve around the author, which is really cool.
That has to be hard though.
Yeah.
Just thinking,
I think
school politics.
I feel like with Mark Twain.
Do they just call stuff different?
Like
possibly, chicken nuggets,
possibly. I think they did do like chicken nuggets for Mark Twain, but Megan, you should comment if I'm wrong. But yeah, this was totally her idea, and I just adapted it. But I would like to extend it and do the other grades. We're thinking of doing Gatsby next year with the juniors. Cool. That would be so fun. So
what grade do you? I'm sorry,
I do freshman. And then we're going to do one more year. We're going to do the Odyssey next year, and then we're just going to rotate those 4. So start back with Mark Twain. So.
Interesting. So the teachers have to know ahead of time what book they're going to...
Yeah.
Okay.
But the teachers are totally involved in the planning of this. So like the teachers were some of the station leaders. One of our teachers taught the fencing station. And so yeah, it was a good time, but just a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also did March Madness this year, which I've never done before. And I am so OCD, I want to do it just like the real March Madness, so I wanted to start with 64, and we went from 64 books all the way down to 1. We had all of our English classes involved, and they voted, and we had to count all the votes, and oh my goodness, it was quite the endeavor, but it was fun, and they had a good time. So.
We did March Madness. We have a display hallway, an exhibit hallway downstairs. It used to just be an ugly hallway, and then we made it this kind of exhibit space, which is kind of fun, and we change out our exhibits about every month or so. But we did a this or that March Madness.
Sorry.
So we would have like Doctor Who versus Bill Nye, chocolate
cool.
versus puppies. And then we had canisters in the hallway that people could vote there, or they could get on Facebook, and we'd post the stuff on Facebook. We had over 5,000 tally participants, which was huge for us. I mean, for a first time, so that was really exciting. And I think was it chocolate or either chocolate or puppies won? I can't remember now.
That's so random.
I know. I was voting for Kermit. I might have cheated a few times that you were supposed to vote once a day, but I said once when I walked down the hallway. Every time I walked down the hallway. But we had the Teen Film Festival too. We switched. It usually was in the fall, in November, and then we kind of sat down and talked about it and decided that maybe we should try spring when marching band isn't a big obstacle and kids have settled into school a little more.
Learned more of those video techniques.
And it was a pretty successful. We had 5 schools represented, which was really neat. Some schools that we had never had participate before, which was fun. We just had it at my library this year, and we had about 50 in attendance. Almost all the filmmakers came. I was really nervous that the winner wouldn't come, and I almost emailed his teacher, like, please, in some sneaky way, try to get him there. But he did come, so that was nice. We had some technical issues, which was frustrating and terribly embarrassing.
Every year.
It does. The sound got off, so the mouse would move, and then 2 seconds later there was but everybody took it in stride. Nobody complained or got grouchy, which was nice. I hid in the corner every time I
was gonna say, it affects us more than them most of the time.
And then the final, when I showed the winner in its entirety, it started to skip, and I was like, this is painful. I had to host alone. Just throwing that out there. It was a little awkward, but I did okay.
Whatever. You totally could have found another host. I had a school function that night that I was in charge of.
Not to be there.
I did.
It was just lonely at the podium, and it's.
Did you use the same script as last year?
Basically. So that was.
I have to say, I was concerned about this year's festival because the entries really trickled in slowly, and we didn't feel like we were going to be getting anything.
Yeah,
like the last day.
And then the last day they all came in.
Yeah, and so we were really, but I think we had the best quality entries.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, there were some that I watched that I just felt like I was watching a professional video.
And it was really neat. I talked to a lot of the filmmakers afterwards, and so many of them are going to Ball State to study film, which is exciting.
That is cool.
I'm going to miss a few. There was one student we've had 3 years now, and he's graduating, and that's kind of sad. It's so funny, though. So the kids walk in, and I've never met most of the filmmakers before. There were a lot of new filmmakers, and they walk in, and their parents walk in, but I feel like I know them because they've been in the...
Yeah,
so they're looking at me like I'm this weird stranger, and I'm like, and I'm just talking to them, and then I'm like, why does that guy look so familiar? And then I'm like, oh wait, he's in the movie.
Yeah, he was Batman.
So I had to really work on not being creepy because it just, but I did. I'd seen the videos a couple times by that point, and I was like, I felt like I knew them. They are all up on the Teen Film Festival's YouTube channel. If you go to greenwoodlibrary.us/teenfilmfest.asp, and there's a link to all of the videos there. Definitely check them out.
And we also made a video about how to make a teen film festival, so check that out on the Librarian Way YouTube channel.
Yep. But that's our, and we're getting ready for summer reading, which is a huge
undertaking.
And we are doing a separate thing for teens this year.
Right, which I was just telling one of my students about that the other day because she was saying, I always enter, but I never win. And I said, well, the teens are getting separated in their own category, so you have a better chance.
It's our city's 150th birthday. And so we are doing a Get Local theme, and I just couldn't figure out how to sell Get Local to teens. I couldn't sell it to myself, to be honest. I was like, I mean, I like local things. I shop local, but I was like, how do you program for teens? Teens can be very fickle when it comes to programming. So we are doing for teens Nerds Unite. So we are celebrating all of the interests and passions and fandoms of our teens, and we have a teen-led program every week, which I'm excited about.
That's cool.
If at all.
Yeah.
If I can keep my teen advisory board motivated. We're going to do a murder mystery. We're going to have at the end of the summer a Nerds Unite celebration where we're going to do Giant Pac-Man and have lightsaber battles, and if we hit all of our goals, some librarians might get dunked in a dunk tank.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yep. Let's hope we hit our goals.
Let's hope you
but we're
do.
trying more. We're trying to promote more. We're getting into the schools a little better.
Yeah.
I think what we're doing this year might bring in more kids.
Yeah.
We do have a John Green prize pack as one of the prizes.
Ooh.
If they complete the program, we're doing a bingo card, so they have to fill out 15 bingo squares. So if they complete the program, there's 2 additional raffles they'll be eligible for, and one is a John Green prize pack, and we had some books signed when we went to PLA, so
Cool.
they get some signed copies of books. Then they'll have to sit and hear my John Green story because I feel like I need to share it with
That's
everyone.
right. Well, and if you are doing a summer reading program at a public library, Emily has a display here at the high school. She took over one of my bulletin boards for me, so you might consider doing that too, just getting some extra promotion in the schools. Even if you can't physically be in the schools, you can have a display, which is pretty cool.
She's letting me come to an English department meeting, which I have to say I'm a little nervous about.
Oh, goodness.
Like,
please.
It's teachers and a
please.
meeting, and I'll look like this weird dorky person that's like, summer reading!
They're English teachers.
I know.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll go fine.
Oh, it'll be fine.
So hopefully
Yeah.
I can get into the classrooms. That's my goal. But
Yeah.
So that's what we've been busy with.
Yeah, it's just been, and that's just the professional side of things. I mean, whew.
I've been learning some leadership and management skills that I've had to really pull out of myself. That's been an obstacle too, but
I now have my youngest is now crawling, and so my life, as I have known it, is over.
He is
I'm
so
just
cute though.
following him. Thanks.
When you post pictures, I'm like, he just is cute.
He is. He's a cutie.
He's just adorable.
He's a cutie. Both of them are
He
super
does it. He
cutie.
has like always suspicious expressions on
Yes.
his face, but he's just
And
adorable.
he knows like what parts of the house he's allowed to crawl in and what parts he's not supposed to go to, so he will go to the edge of where he's not allowed to go, stop, and turn around and look at me like, do you see what I'm doing? And then sometimes he tries to keep going, like, but yeah, he's into everything, so.
So what have you been reading lately? Anything fun?
I just finished My Story by Elizabeth Smart. I don't read a ton of nonfiction, but I am a biography person. And I found her story just crazy and interesting. And when she was first rescued, she was very quiet about it. I mean, stayed very quiet. And who wouldn't? She was 14 years old and attacked every day for 9 months.
How old was she?
She was 14.
14 when they found her too?
14/15 maybe, because she was held for 9 months.
Okay, couldn't remember.
But it was really interesting to see her perspective on the story, and she was very open and honest, and so I really appreciated that. I read The Best Night of Your Pathetic Life, which I know you just recently read, which is a scavenger hunt book. And it's funny, because as I was reading that book, there's all these different things they have to, they post the list of all the things they have to get in this scavenger hunt, and one of the items was a movie ticket from one of the Twilight movies. So as I'm reading the list, I'm thinking to myself, okay, sometimes I keep ticket stubs, and I went to all those movies. Do I have those? Where do I keep those? And then I'm like, wait a second, you're not in the scavenger hunt. Relax. So that was that was fun to kind of feel like you were in the scavenger hunt. So how about you?
I finished not too long ago The Impossible Knife of Memory by Lori Hall Sanderson, which was excellent.
Yeah.
I have not read many Lori Hall Sandersons. I'm going to have to go and read the rest. I got to meet her at PLA, and she's a very cool lady.
I was going to read that one, and then I had just finished one before hers, which was another story about a father with post-traumatic stress disorder. So I thought, let me space them apart.
She does. I compare her. I feel like there's a category of authors, and I'm going to say John Green, but he's not like the spotlight of it. But they just write intelligent, smart, hard to read because a lot of times, but it's not preachy, and the authors don't get on a soapbox. They do it so seamlessly, telling the story and then getting a point across. But it was excellent, the dialogue and the. She's good.
Yeah,
so I've enjoyed that
very
one.
good. Yeah.
And I can't remember what else I've been reading. A lot of graphic novels. I've been into graphic novels lately. I know. They're short, Julia.
They are short. They are quick.
You read them and then you feel like you've accomplished something.
Oh, I did read Into the Still Blue, and I have to say that was my favorite of the 3 Under the Never Sky books.
Oh, really?
And that's not normal for me to say that about the third in a series.
I really liked it. I thought it got a little hokey in the end.
Okay.
With Perry. Like, oh, there he is on her.
Yeah, I know.
But I was glad he was, because I would have been upset had
But
he
you know
not been
what?
on that round.
I am a Roar fan all the way.
Yeah, I am too.
I mean, really, for me, Roar.
I agree.
Roar was like the Jacob of Twilight to me. Like, well, in the movies, Jacob. In the books, Edward. But it was Roar.
I liked Ratatouille. He was my
Okay,
favorite.
we do have some fun questions, although that was kind of a fun question.
Yeah.
Thought we'd keep it semi-typical. What is your favorite Pixar movie? Ooh.
That's a hard question because I think there's very little magic left in the world, but the Muppets and Pixar are two of those things. It's probably Finding Nemo is my favorite,
yeah.
but I love Wall-E.
That's my least.
Oh, but how they made this little guy who says hardly anything have so much emotion.
True. I think Wall-E to me was kind of like Fantasia. You know, when there's no dialogue for so long.
But then there's Toy Story 3, which
don't even go there. Another teacher came in recently and like gave me some of her son's toys because he's outgrown them for my boys, and I'm like, see, you do give away your toys.
That was I cried, and I was sitting next to a boy that's holding his Buzz Lightyear toy, and he was a teenager, but like that was his movie when he was growing up, so he's holding that, and I'm like, I think I need to hug you because you have your toy.
I took one of those quizzes that is crazy on Facebook right now, like what blank are you, and it was what Pixar movie are you, and I got Ratatouille, which I think I'm okay with.
I like Ratatouille.
I like cooking.
I like them all. I don't think
I
there's
do
one
too.
I don't like.
Is Tangled?
No.
No. Okay.
I wish.
Is Despicable Me?
Nope.
Okay. Because I like those movies.
So what is your favorite?
I know. I'm trying to remember what they all are. What other ones are there? There's Monsters
Inc., Cars, Toy Stories, Finding Nemo.
It's Toy Story.
The Toy Stories.
Oh, okay.
Brave.
Oh, Brave is Pixar.
Wall-E.
I feel like we're missing some big ones. I know. I feel like we're missing some big ones. Up.
Up. Oh, yes, I forgot Up. I love Up.
Up is my favorite.
I love Up.
My favorite line in Up is, Kevin's a girl? Just love Russell.
Didn't have to go 5 minutes ago. That was my favorite.
And I just want the little grape soda pin.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
I think actually we're going to take a bottle in our house and label it Paradise Falls Fund. That would be really cute.
So clever. You're a trendy person, you know. Pixar. They're not coming out with a legitimate one. It's another sequel.
Finding Dory. That's coming out.
Well, I mean, not this year, though. I read that this morning because I actually looked that up this morning. What Pixar movie is coming out 2014? They had one about a dinosaur, but it got pushed back because they weren't pleased with it. So, but yeah. Fun times. All right. Yep. Well, hopefully we'll be back soon.
Yeah. I know. I think last time we're like, we'll see you next week.
That's the goal, is to be doing this again. If you have any questions or comments or ideas for what we should talk about, make sure you leave those below.
Yeah, if you want us back, tell us.
That sounds very tell us you need us.
Yeah,
it sounded very needy.
That was shameless.
But we would love to hear from you, is what Julia is saying. So good
you
to
can
see you
visit
again.
us on our blogs too.
Yep.
So.
We're still around.
Yep, we're here.
So we'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.